Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and continuing on with the Ace Doubles. There are a lot more than I can show, actually. So anyway, I have to finish off the mystery section anyway. So this is D135. This is a novel by Milton K. Ozaki. Uh, and if you want to know more about Milton K. Ozaki, you have to watch um, Gary Levisi's channel. He's the expert. But apparently a very good writer, an excellent mystery novelist, writer, and prolific. So D135, complete and unabridged, made for murder. That's MAID, made for murder. And on the back is James Hadley Chase, and it's called Dead Ringer. Dead Ringer. He's the author of, if you watched my Harlequin channel, my Harlequin video on Harlequin paperbacks, you would have seen this novel, No Orchids for Miss Blandish. There you go, D135, Dead Ringer, Ace Double, James Hadley Chase. All right, next. We have D154. It's a single. He's the author of The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit. That's the movie with Gregory Peck. This is Sloan Wilson, Voyage to Nowhere. That's D154. It's a single, not a double. And Stephen E. Lawrence. It's an ace double, D156, The Naked Range. What's that for a novel title? The Naked Range. And on the back is Leaf Lauren, another familiar Western novelist. Thruway West by Leaf Lauren. They ran into a 6-gun roadblock. That's not a roadblock to run into, is it? And then what do we got here? D157 by Lewis Trimble, Stab in the Dark. Was he wolf, lion, or lamb? And on the other side is Jonathan Gant. And, what she's carrying in the paper, Killer Escapes. Never say no to a killer. That's Jonathan Gant. Where do you see covers like that anymore? Nowhere. Nowhere. Except in used bookstores. All right, so that's that. And then we have Point of No Escape by Mel Colton. That's a beautiful cover. That's D101. That's D101. Okay, that's D101. And on the back is Jack Carney, Knock 'em Dead, a boxing. That's a boxing novel. Our friend at Paperback Book Graveyard, he loves these boxing books. This is Knock 'em Dead by Jack Carney. It's even got a writer with oh wow, beautiful cover. This is Shady Lady by Cleve F. Adams. D115, Ace D115. Shady Lady. And on the back, a Harry Whittington. One got away. Was he hunter or hunted? A complete novel by one of the great writers of noir fiction, Harry Whittington. It's a beautiful copy, 115. And then we have a historical. This is Alexander and the Camp Follower by Robert Payne. And it's Alexander and the Camp Follower, or Alexander the God is the alternate title. Full of action and color, says the New York Times. And what's on the back? Blurb says Lusty, San Francisco Chronicle. It says the story of Alexander the Great's conquering sweep of Greece and India. It's a historical fiction. Oh, wow. Where do you see covers like that? And William L. Hobson, or that's William Hobson, High Saddle, D-128. He braved Apache torture to bring back a killer. That's D-128. And on the back is Way Station West by William E. Vance. All right. And we have Norman E. Rosenthal. Norman C. Rosenthal. Silenced Witnesses. She'll make a lovely corpse. What does this say? Extra Spardini murdered. Wow. How was that? And on the back is Dakeen, another great noir writer. The Dangling Carrot, Blonde Bait on Death's Hook. And there she is. Okay. Might as well pass her the clothes and the shoes. That's The Dangling Carrot, Blonde Bait on Death's Hook. Wow. And what do we got? The Ripening, a novel by Eugene Wibble. The Ripening. A man can't stand just so much temptation. A man can stand just so much temptation. This is a single novel. Hate, lust, and violence were the crop. Okay. And then we got Tornado on Horseback by Nelson Nye. And it is signed. Can't recognize the signature. And on the back is D-134, The Outsiders by Gene Olson. Complete and unabridged. In that silver boomtown, the ore they sought was hot lead. Nelson E. Nye, that is signed. Yep, I can't discern the signature. I see a signature, but I can't know who's the artist. And this is Russell Boltar's Woman's Doctor. He knew intimate secrets of 1,000 women. Russell Boltar, the Woman's Doctor. It's D-163. This is a singleton. And Ace, D-167, is Destroying Angel by John Creighton. Who was the false witness? His boss, his friend, or his wife? That's D-167. On the back is Milton K. Ozaki. Never Say Die. That's Ace 167. Nice cover. And then we have Dakeen again. Flight by Night. Dakeen. D-170. And Black Fire by Lawrence Goldman. The fury of their hearts match the fury in the sky. Black Fire. All right. And then we have, oh wow, Best Television Humor of the Year. This is D-175. Then you have Ronald Coleman, Jack Benny, Perry Como, Gary Moore, Steve Allen, Ozzie and Harriet, Danny Thomas. Names from yesteryear. Many people forgot. Some people don't know what they're missing or what they've missed. This is D-177, The Girl in the Cop's Pocket by Robert Turner. Complete novel. That's D-177. On the back, C.H. Thames, or Tams. Brisk, crisply startling. Violence is golden. It's D-177. All right. 2 complete novels. And Walt Coburn, D180. It's one step ahead of the posse. Walt Coburn. Did a lot of the Al Halcon stories. The No Gun Fighter by Nelson Nye. He matched his wits against 45s. Okay, it's D180. And what's a mystery series without this guy? The New Exploits of Sherlock Holmes by Adrian Conan Doyle and John Dixon Carr, complete and unabridged. All right, Dr. Watson rides again, smooth as ever. The New York Mirror. All right, interesting. This is The New Exploits of Sherlock Holmes. It just says on the back on the exploits. It's the new. All right. And what do we got here? By the author of Nana, Émile Zola, Thérèse Raquin. That's Thérèse Raquin. Newly translated. All right. With all the lust and naturalism that he's known for. And then on the other back, the other side is Émile Zola's Her Body Remained Faithful to the Wrong Man. Shame. That's by Émile Zola. All right, that's that one. Interesting. And what do we got here? This is Jeffrey Holmes. Build My Gallows High. Expert account of mayhem, says the New Yorker. That's D185. And a Harry Whittington. Death Flies on Tiny Wings. The Humming Box by Harry Whittington. That's D185. And then we have Frank G. Slaughter's Appalachian Gold. Author Divine Mistress, a real thriller, says the New York Herald Tribune. Appalachian Gold. It's Frank G. Slaughter, D191. And we have Beware This Tenderfoot. By Roy Manning. It's D192. And on the back is John Callahan. Bad Blood at Black Range by John Callahan. Too bad they never novelized Bad Day at Black Rock with Spencer Tracy. That would have been something. Anyway, so that's D192. Bad Blood at Black Range by John Callahan. And we have Owen Dudley, The Deep End. It's D195. Marry in haste, repent in murder. And then we have Robert Colby, The Quaking Widow. Okay, that's that one, D195. And D197, TNT for 2. The Lady Liked to Play with Fire, it says, by James Byron. These are titles, man. D197, Counterfeit Corpse by Ferguson Findlay. Looks like there's some real fingerprints there. His home was a rendezvous for the murdered. All right, so that's that one. And D200, The Report on Unidentified Flying Objects by Edward J. Rappelt. or Ruppelt, former head of the United States Air Force project investigating flying saucers. That's that. Then we have Nathaniel E. Jones, D201, Saturday Mountain. And Harry Whittington, Western, or I'd say a kind of a modern Western. That's what it looks like to me. Across That River, D201 by Harry Whittington. All right. And then Leonard Kaufman, The Color of Grain, carries the psychological impact of the desperate hours. This is Singleton, D202. All right. And this is Cain's Girlfriend by William Grote. Muscles, Murder, and a Minx. It's D203. And on the back is William L. Rhodes, Uneasy Lies the Head. D203. Who inherited the crown in this killer's kingdom? Then we have Downwind by Bob McKnight. And on the back, that's D2017. A Rage to Kill by B.E. Lavelle. And I don't know, but it looks almost like Juvenile Delinquent. Their compulsion was to maim and murder. All right, that's that one. And this is a Singleton, yeah. The Lion at Morning. D210. It's by Stephen Longstreet, The Lion at Morning. Another Singleton is Tigeroo by Sasha Simel, D218. It's that one. And D221, You've Bet Your Life by Gordon Ash. Woman Hunt in Manhattan, it says. And D221, The Terror Package by Robert Chavez. We have Harry Giddings, D225, Loser by a Head. Oh, A Lonely Walk by Emmy Chaber. None other than AKA Kendall Foster Crossan. That's who that is. This is one of those tales that defy you to put them down. Hartford Courant. Courant. A Lonely Walk by Emmy Chaber. Right? And this is a Western, D226, Showdown at Warbird by Edwin Booth. On the back is Samuel A. Peoples, Doc Colt. He was bad medicine for bad men. And this is Edward A. Aarons, writing as Edward Ron's, Point of Peril, D231. Well, it's signed by an artist. And the artist is, you can see that. Looks like It's either Marchetti or Harchetti. It's maybe Marchetti. All right. Point of peril. And on the back, Murder for Charity by Owen Dudley. All right. That one. Then we have a singleton. The Fixers by Willard Manus. D232. It's a singleton. Watching basketball, looks like. That's what people did in those days, watch basketball. And then we have Look of the Eagle. It sounds like a biographical thing. One of the finest stories ever told about the men who fly. Springfield News and Leader. Robert L. Scott Jr. Look of the Eagle. Is that what I think it is? Days of the Flying Tigers. Hey, interesting. Another one of those pilot books. That's a biographical, obviously, or autobiographical. This is D235, The Lady and the Snake by John Farr. And on the back, Lewis Trimble, Nothing to Lose But My Life. They gambled with human chips. It's not how you gamble. And this is D238, Modern Novel of Youth in Search of Kicks. Go by Cleland Holmes, especially revised and abridged by the author. Okay. Interesting. The Beat Generation and the World of Go. Something. Then we have Wilson Tucker, The Hired Target. This D241. These are all their mysteries, eh? There's Harry Whittington, One Deadly Dawn. The suspects were all celebrities. All right. That's One Deadly Dawn by Harry Whittington. We have Michael Wells, The Roving Eve, D234. That's that. And we have John Harriman's The Magnate, D246. And we have Look Out Behind You by Ken Lewis, D247. And on the back, John Creighton, Death is a Lovely Lady, Not So Evil as Eve. That's the title. Not So Evil as Eve by John Creighton. It's D247. And then Ken Lewis, Look Out Behind You. To D247. Oh, sorry. Not So Evil as Eve. And we have Windward Passage. Windward Passage by Hamilton Cochrane. It's D251. This is a pirate sea story. They call it a sea story. D251. Oh, wow. This is something. Robert Bloch. Terror in the Night and Other Stories by Robert Bloch. D265. 7 Bodies for 7 Killers. And on the back is a novel, Shooting Star by Robert Bloch. Hollywood Murder Retake. New cast, same killer. Shooting Star. And then Ernest Jason Fredericks wrote Shakedown Hotel D273. That's not going to look good when it gets pasted to the wall. And Mike Roscoe, The Midnight Eye. And then we have a historical. This is The Bright Sword by Donald Bar-Chitze. Donald Bar-Chitze. That's that. And we have Bye Bye Baby by J. Harvey Bond. That's D279. And on the back is Bob McKnight, Murder Mutual. It's D279. And how's this one? A Woman Called Trouble by P.A. Hoover, D290. That's a singleton. Another singleton is this one. John Claggett, A Novel of the American Revolution. Run the River Gauntlet. Was she a Tory wench or a patriot's mate? We don't know. You have to read it. Run the River Gauntlet. Next is Peter Raby. Another great mystery, hard-boiled writer. The Cut of the Whip by Peter Raby. That's how I pronounce him anyway. And Robert H. Kelston, D297, Kill One, Kill Two. You can't keep a good man dead. Kill one, kill two. Oops, sorry. And by Paul Evan, Thunder Creek Range. That's by Paul Evan, D298. D298. Let's see what's on the back. Oops, sorry. Nice cover. William Vance. And it's Outlaws Welcome. Visitors wore masks at sundown. And there's the writer, the artist again, that I don't know. Don't know who that is. I don't know. Lone or something. All right. If somebody does, let us know. All right, so those are those. And, oh, there's more. Might as well finish them off. That's $2.98, right? And then we have Emmett McDowell. He's a known good writer. Stamped for Death, D329. The Case of the Cancelled Philatelist, stamp collector. That's what I think it is. Emmett McDowell also wrote Three for the Gallows in D329. All right. Then we have, oh, sorry, did that one. This is Ben Smith. This is a Western. D332, Stranger in Sundown. They forgot his face, but not his gun. That's Stranger in Sundown. And Kermit Wells. Kermit Wells wrote Blood on Boot Hill. And there's a guy sitting up on Boot Hill. And the Walter Pop, it looks like. Right, that's D332. Walter Pop's the artist. All right, so that's that one. And John Creighton wrote Stranglehold in D333, a silencer for a two-timing canary. And Scream Street by Mike Brett. Peep Show Murders. She's the one holding the gun. It's a matter of her pulling the trigger. Right, so that's that one. And Louis Trimble has The Corpse Without a Country. So that's Louis Trimble, The Corpse Without a Country. And on the back is Play for Keeps by Harry Whittington. This one's abridged, unfortunately. Washington Post says simply, good. Yeah, nobody's going to save her now. So that's that one, Play for Keeps, D347. And we have another Western by T.V. Olson. He's a famous Western writer too. The Man from Nowhere. John L. Shelley wrote The Avenging Gun in D348. And Mike Brett wrote The Guilty Bystander in D349. A diamond was this girl's worst friend, it says. And D349 has Killed Me with Kindness by J. Harvey Bond. And the artist says Raider. You can see that, Raider. And Red Alert novel. The first 2 hours of World War III. That looks like science fiction to me. That's by Peter Bryant. Red Alert. Red Alert is the story of 2 tense hours of human history. There you go. And another singleton. This one's called Beachhead Spies by Bill Strutton and Michael Pearson. The never-before-told story of the small band of men who paved the way for World War II invasions. All right. Interesting. It says none of the great amphibious operations of World War II could have been carried out without the vital information that these men provided. Earl Mountbatten of Burma said. Okay, that sounds interesting. The Beachhead Spies. And here's another historical. The Pipes Are Calling. The Pipes Are Calling. All right, and that's it. That's all I'll be showing. There's too much to show. Right, this is the first book publication, it says here, so it's an original. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look through the rest of the pieces that I can show. There's a lot more to show, actually. And so I hope you enjoyed watching. And remember, the comments are always helpful for correction, because I'm not by far the greatest authority on pseudonyms and cover artists. I know some, though. All right, thanks for watching, and comments always help. Thanks, bye.